Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. It is a very wonderful and beautiful brand new day on planet Earth. I'm really excited because today I have with me the energy of a group that call themselves the Ascended. The Ascended are a collective of masters and various beings from other dimensions and planetary systems that are here to help Earth attune itself back to the frequency of love. The subject they want to cover today is the attrition of fear. The attrition of fear upon ourselves and our planet, indeed even our entire solar system. And we're going to wait a moment, give some people a chance to come and join us. It's important that you understand that energy can be neither created nor destroyed. It can only be changed from one state of function into another. Different qualities of energy interact with different qualities of energy according to the nature of each. But what we want to speak about with you today is the vibrational energy of fear and the vibrational energy of love, which are diametrically opposite, but also meet together in converging when their function shifts or changes. That is, when the function of the energy of love begins to degrade down, it moves towards the spectrum of fear. And as fear, for example, is eliminated or removed from one's consciousness, then one's consciousness begins to move towards the frequency of love. When you move away from love or away from fear, you go in the direction away from them to the opposite of the other. So you can go from the energy of fear to the energy of love, and you can go from the energy of love to the energy of fear. Each and every human individual that has come into this physical dimension comes in as a function of pure consciousness, neither good nor evil, just pure consciousness that is influenced and affected by its interaction with the conditions of time, space, matter, as they pertain to your realm. That would be information and sensation of the five physical senses. In addition, the information you garner about the physical world that you utilize in the process of adapting and changing and altering your world to suit your developmental and spiritual needs. But there are different effects to love and fear, both upon your own physiology and the environment around you. The fears that you harbor in your own mind and heart affect your body and your world in very precise and specific ways, as equally does the function of the energy of love. But your planet is going through a profound change right now, and your sciences are beginning to catch up, at least with their capacity to measure conditions of time, space, and matter. They have not yet bridged into the realm of the invisible to correlate how the causal nature of certain qualities of consciousness affect this physical dimension, namely thoughts that generate emotions affect the conditions of time, space, and matter. That being considered, it would be very important then for you to evaluate that now your planet is showing what we call the attrition of fear. Now, the attrition of fear is causing a phenomena of massive change in your planetary state, both the external planetary state and the internal planetary state. The external planetary state would be an example of your social, political, economic, and interpersonal actions in this external world. Likewise, on the internal realm of your planet, that is in the place where you call your mantle and your core, and these internal places of the planet are also going under a corresponding change to fear. You were placed in a position upon this planet as human beings that you could bear witness to the causes and effects of the process of deliberate creation that each and every one of you has within you the capacity to deliberately and intelligently function creatively in this physical dimension through the medium of mind and physical matter. The effects of mind upon matter are well demonstrated and documented by your existing sciences. But what is not considered is the emotional nature of the mind and how it affects and influences matter, time, and space. Your species 2,000 years ago was given a very strong and very clear and concise lexicon of information about the function and importance of love. That love is the way, and that consideration has been echoed throughout your history by many of your great masters and spiritual leaders, that the function of love is infinitely more valuable and important to your existence in this physical dimension than the function of fear, as both fear and love create very different manifestations in terms of how you experience time, space, and matter. The function of love tends to grow, nurture, cultivate, evolve, develop, and manifest conditions that are life-serving. The function of the energy of fear is the opposite, in that it causes degradation, diminishment, and impairment to the natural, healthy functions of life. But you are collectively in a state, in spite of the messages that have been repeatedly given to you, that love is the way to life, that you have chosen to indulge in the functions of fear, greed, power, authority, indiscretion, viewing yourselves strictly as human bodies exclusively. Many of you found yourself bound exclusively to the conditions of the five physical senses, believing that only the physical world is the one that is real. And yet evidence can clearly illustrate that your thoughts are not visible in the world. You can evaluate them in your mind. So there is an invisible world. There is another realm of consciousness that is causal and effective to the realms of energy below it. It is important you hear what we are saying, because there are physiological changes happening upon your planet that can be directly correlated to your energetic use of fear in thought and in action. This is very precise and very specific in its effects, both upon your own individuality as well as your environmental conditions, and indeed even on the planetary and solar conditions with which you interact, whether you are aware of this or not. The studies of astrology do not fully articulate nor demonstrate that you individually and collectively are interacting with the greater consciousness of this solar system and even beyond, but let us stay within the confines of this solar system that you interact with, whether you are aware of it or not. Most of you believe that the only existing place for consciousness to be demonstrated and experienced is in the exclusivity of this physical world. But there are many even microorganisms that are more than capable of surviving even in what you call the deep vacuums of space, with no harm coming upon them. So life exists on all forms of frequency. Your fear, individually and collectively, is changing your planet and indeed your solar system. And many of you still think that there is something outside of yourselves that is responsible for affecting these changes, not being fully aware that what you think and feel and believe interacts with and operates as instruction to your environment, therefore causing the effects that you're currently experiencing. Now, there is information emerging in your scientific world where they have been able to, with their evolving instrumentations, again, most of your sciences only yield themselves to what they can see, hear, smell, touch, and taste, or develop instruments that can perceive beyond the normal range of the physical senses. However, even the range of the instrumentations developed by science have restricted it from perceiving or recognizing the impact and effects of your emotional energy, both individually and collectively, upon this physical dimension. And without this consideration, there is no solution. There's no way to intervene or stop what is currently unfolding. And what is currently unfolding? Well, from a scientific perspective, even your planet is beginning to change. The climate is beginning to alter and adjust. And you think this is something happening to you. You do not realize that you're participating in this unfoldment of creation. As many of you have found yourself in the throes of greed, the throes of fear, the throes of guilt and shame, the throes of attack and judgment. Many of you find yourselves pointing fingers at one another, angrily wishing the other would not exist. You do not realize the effects of this. You simply think that you are only dealing with the immediacy of your human world, but your thoughts and your emotions are affecting the greater world as well. And we've come here today to simply give you the opportunity to at least consider that the ongoing changes with your planet, both internally of the planet and of the environment of the planet, correlate directly to your overall collective consciousness. That is the emotional field of energy that you have collectively been generating over time. When you were told 2,000 years ago, love one another, it was said for a very precise and specific reason that the function of love orchestrates and structures matter and behavior in very specific and precise ways. Whereas the functions and behavior of fear also affect and interact with matter in very precise and specific ways. When you begin to consider the possibility that what we are saying is true, that your emotions and thoughts correspond to events that are happening in your environment, then you might consider taking time to alter and change the function of your thinking mind, your attitude and your behaviors, both towards yourself and those around you. You cannot escape the effects of your own causing. There are many planetary systems in what you call your known universe. Many civilizations, countless beyond your standards. And these civilizations, many of them have thrived for millions, some of thousands, years, others. Again, these different civilizations have mastered the function of love, which has permitted them to evolve and cultivate well beyond the confines of their physical planetary structures, which is why so many of them are here visiting you right now, observing you, watching how you go through what they went through far, far before you did. Understand that they are watching you with eager excitement, as there will be a domino effect, because your energetic changes in your planetary system will affect the planetary systems of the other planets of your solar system. This in turn will emanate a radiant field out from your solar system, what you call the point of the shock wave of your sun's solar influence, and you will radiate out as all energy radiates out from its source. So your fear is not limited to affecting only your own lives and your own planetary system. It will interact and influence other systems abroad as well. But we primarily want to concern ourselves with giving you the opportunity, at least for enough self-reflection, to consider that you at least have a choice between your function of love and your function of fear, that it is a choice that you individually and collectively interact with and influence time, space, and matter with your thoughts, with your emotions. You are creating your experiences. Your planet has undergone many transformations and changes whenever you have diverted yourself away from the function of love and found yourselves captivated by the energy of fear. You have even scientific evidence of civilizations that have risen and fallen from what they say were unknown events, but we can tell you of a certainty that the reactions and responses of the environment are in direct proportion to your general emotional tones, individually and collectively. You have a greater influence over time, space, and matter than you may have ever believed. But there are those throughout your history that have come forth and said, love is the way. Love is the way. And whenever love has not been the way, civilizations fall and crumble like sandcastles dried in the sun too long. The function of fear is very precise on how it induces change into the existence of your environment. Indeed, even in your own body, the energy of fear causes very precise and specific conditions to emerge and evolve. And behaviors, the emotion of fear precipitates greed. The energy of greed causes one to do horrible and terrible things to others to satisfy the need of that greed, which is based in fear, that there is not enough. That is what greed is. Greed is the belief that there is not enough for you. And so you find yourselves, some of you, in very profoundly powerful positions in this physical dimension, able to assert influence over large numbers of the population, them yielding their conscious awareness and their emotions and thoughts to your will. And you find yourself in an attempt to assuage your own limited fears by conquering other countries or other individuals or other religious beliefs or cultures. But because the foundation of your actions are fear, the inevitable outcome will be based in that function of energy. Civilizations has risen and fallen on the energy of love and fear. There is no exception to that rule throughout all the cosmos and all civilizations. There are so many that have actually realized that the function of love is a life-serving energy and therefore perpetuates. Eternal life can come from the function of love, where eternal suffering can come from the function of fear. Understand that you have this choice before you individually and collectively. You are altering and affecting your world, your body, and each other with your fear and with your love. And which would you choose today? You cannot escape the effects of your own causing. No matter how deep you burrow into the ground or how far you rise into space, you cannot outrun from yourself what you hold in your own heart, what you believe in yourself or about your brothers and sisters upon this world. Anything which divides you will cause you to fall. Anything which unites you will bring you to a very wonderful and useful expression of being. But there is an attrition effect upon your environment because of the energy of fear. The function of fear is to degrade and diminish the function of life, except in instances where on the level of the animal kingdom or the animal consciousness, where the function of fear to avoid imminent danger or destruction serves a useful life-serving purpose. That does not function quite the same way in the human realm, as you have transcended most of your subjectivity to that instinctual nature, although some of you still dwell in there, and you count upon that form of leverage to manipulate people around the world. Please understand that the only way to begin to shift and change the effect of this attrition upon yourselves and your planetary system is to begin to consider and evaluate what is a function of love as a word, as a thought, as an action. If you choose not to evaluate even those of you that have done horrible and heinous things to your people in your positions of authority and trust, there is still even redemption for you in being able to liberate yourself from your own greed and fear. You may restore love. The time is getting very short now, as your sciences are monitoring very closely with their limited instrumentation the physiological geophysical and astrophysical changes that are occurring in real time, right now, that are all products of your collective energy. You still have time to shift yourself, albeit not much time, to shift yourselves individually and collectively from fear back to love. Love is the way to everlasting life. Fear is the way to remain on the birth and death cycle, the cycle of good and evil, right and wrong. We do not wish to overcomplicate what we are saying, for it is very simple. What you think, so it shall be. What you feel, so it shall become. It is important to understand that your emotions, whatever they may be, are coordinating and organizing your experiences, both individually and collectively. Many of you are not even vaguely aware of the collective sum of your emotions when you gather in these groups, in these organizations, in these political systems, not realizing the emotional frequencies that you generate and the impact and effects of those frequencies, not only upon your own condition, but upon your fellow brothers and sisters in this world. Indeed, upon the world itself. The earth is changing, and you are in a relationship with it, and you affect it with what you think and feel. This is the whole purpose that this world was manifested, for you to experience the function of creation, that you could become conscious as that which made you in its image, that you could become as it is. But its function is wholly based in love. Yours has the polarity of fear. You were given the ability to have free will, to choose good and evil, to choose one or the other, but you cannot serve both. You may serve fear and you may serve love, but you cannot serve both. From that consideration, it will not be too difficult for you to evaluate: are your actions coming from fear or love? Are your thoughts coming from fear or love? That simple consideration is what was alluded to in terms of what you call the judgment day, where you begin to evaluate your world, which is what your mind is. Your mind is what allows you to be in this world, is the world you are in possession of individually. You must evaluate your mind. That which is good should be kept, and that which is evil should be cast aside. Judgment day is discerning that which is good you keep, and that which is not good you release. So what thoughts do you hold in your mind that are fearful? Let them go. And what thoughts would you replace them with? But you cannot serve both love and fear. You may serve only one or the other. And this is true for you individually and collectively. And whether you are conscious of your own thoughts, whether you are conscious of your own emotions, or why you feel and think what you feel and think, it does not matter. You cannot escape the truth and the reality that you are deliberately participating in an act of deliberate creation, consciously or unconsciously, in this dimension of time and space. Not one of you, not one amongst you, is exempt from participating in the realm of creation. The choice needs to be made in a fairly short order. You have approximately 6 years to begin to make that final choice. Which master shall you serve, love or fear? There will come a point in the manifestation process where the outcome will be inevitable. That is when your emotional quality of fear becomes so dominant that it will produce unstoppable effects. What some of your individuals on this planet and scientists call a global reset, or the Great Reset, has very little to do with political orientation. It has to do with, in truth, with reorienting your consciousness from fear to love. And those that would seek to eradicate many of you with their machinations of science and medicine, because of the fear that they are based in, they will precipitate the very thing they seek to eliminate. You cannot outrun yourself. You cannot escape what you hold in your mind and heart. You can project it out to others, but that is simply a form of denial. You must consciously and deliberately tune into the function and the vibration and the frequency of love. Surrender your fear and the acts of fear. Embody love and the acts of love. And bear witness to the miracle of love. Equally as fear in its own way is a miracle of creation as well, for all creation is a form of a miracle. But it is certainly more preferable to experience the function of creation through the practice of love than the function of creation through the practice of fear. It does not matter your station in this world, whether you are rich or poor, each and every one of you is participating in this experience that you call creation. And each of you individually and collectively will yield very precise and specific results. If you look back over the last 300 years of your existing civilization, you will see that there was a great rise as creativity and excitement and innovation were allowed to thrive, that your civilization prospered. And now you find yourself amidst the mechanisms of greed and authoritarianism and power and control, the same things that dominated your civilization 2,000 years ago, now have reached a position that they were in similarly. However, the effects today will be significantly more pronounced than they were then. Even those that function on the plane of what you call evil cannot ignore nor deny the effects of their own causing, any more than those who function on the plane of good can deny or ignore the effects of their own causing. Every single human being in this world is participating in this creation. And you must consider the possibility of love or fear and which one you will choose now and today. Be mindful of the causes and what you should choose to be a champion for. You may champion for certain things, but be championing the function of fear. Anything that is of fear will have a detrimental effect on what you call your existing civilizations. The function of love, on the other hand, will have a very opposite and different effect. But your time is limited in the physical form. You have eternity in terms of your consciousness, but your time is limited in terms of this physical world and how you currently experience it. These resets have happened many times as various civilizations have struggled to sustain and maintain their function of love, but ultimately succumb to the function of fear. It is hoped that you have the opportunity to receive the knowledge, the wisdom, and the information now that would enable you individually and collectively to make a different choice before your planetary snow globe is shaken around again, because this will happen as it has happened many times before. And of course, in previous civilizations, there were different frames of time that were experienced. You have had civilizations in this world that have lasted hundreds of thousands of years, as the function of love was of greater assertion than their function of fear. But more often than not, in these last 10,000 years, your civilizations have struggled greatly to sustain the function of love. It is our hope in saying this today that some of you will begin to realize the importance of no longer succumbing to or acting upon the qualities and behaviors of fear. That love truly is the way. The way, the truth, and the light comes through love. It will not come through fear. I just want to thank the Ascended for being present with us today. So this all came up in about the last 45 minutes, where we were just getting back from the gym And I had to do a whole bunch of things really fast, and they just came in at the last minute and said, this is what it's about today. And I want to say to you that there's some really amazing and wonderful things that can happen for us as a species. And there are also the possibility for some very terrible and unpleasant things to happen for us as a species. We've seen what the effects of fear are. When humans go into fear, what they do, they go to war. They attack each other. They hurt each other. When we live in fear, our civilizations collapse. When we live in love, they rise and they flourish. And like the lilies in the pond, they're marvelous, wonderful. And they're telling me right now that we can be the lily that blossoms or the lily that just doesn't happen based on the existing political, social conditions that are interacting with the environment and causing very specific geological, astrological effects in our experience. Emotion, as my guardian angel John said to me about 5.5 years ago, he said, emotion is the 5th state of energy, and it coordinates and organizes all matter. From the molecular level to solids, liquids, gases, all matter is organized by emotion. From a scientific perspective, the degree of a consciousness, like the planetary consciousness, the consciousness of the Earth, she is a consciousness of her own, and she organizes matter in her way, just as the other planets organize matter because they are consciousness too. They organize matter uniquely in the way that they do. The sun organizes and structures matter uniquely in the way it does. But we cannot consider ourselves as alone. We are not alone in the universe. We are not alone in this solar system. We have heavenly bodies called planetary systems that are living sentient beings that are on a scale that from our human perspective we don't mostly comprehend, but this is what they tell me, that these are living sentient beings. Planets, comets, all these things are living sentient beings. Life is everywhere. I like that we have the opportunity to affect a deliberate change in what's happening on the planet. They're saying that it must be on a greater scale of love than you currently are articulating right now. To affect the necessary changes, the function of love must be articulated in a much broader spectrum, both individually and collectively. The different spectrums of individuals on this planet, that is the different strata that you have created of the poor and the rich and the super rich and the authorities and the government bodies, these different strata of energies must begin to unite in the function of love. The statement given to you by many of your masters, love one another, is a very powerful axiom to consider. Love one another. You would not give something to another that would harm them, would you? But we see this happening. We see many of your governments now beginning to legislate things to give to their brothers and sisters that cause them greater harm and suffering. You think there's a value in keeping individuals in fear, but you are incorrect. You think that taking over another country or another civilization will give you more freedom, but you cannot escape the effects of your own causes. If you do harm, you shall reap harm. If you do good, you shall reap good. These are very clear axioms to consider. So this has been very exciting for me. I'm honored and privileged I got a chance to come here with you guys today. We have some time to go into a few questions and see where we go with that. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm just scrolling up.
No sound on YouTube.
No sound on YouTube. That's very strange. Let's see. Let me take a look here. Well, I don't know why there's no sound on YouTube. As all of my equipment is working here, it shows. it's all showing as working. Well, maybe YouTube is muting me deliberately. Yeah, no volume. Okay, well, let me take a look and see if I'm going to just take a look for my YouTube watchers and Facebook watchers. I'm going to just make a shift here and see if the microphone is properly plugged in, which it is. Oh, wait, there we go. Okay, do we have sound now? I believe we now have sound on YouTube. I apologize. I had a headset plugged in, and I don't know why the microphone on the headset didn't pick anything up, but so be it. For those of you on YouTube, I will repost the transmission that the Ascended gave today, because I can't reiterate it the way they said it. So for those of you on YouTube, I apologize that there was something plugged into the back of the computer that prevented the sound operating. And what I will do is I will download the full video from one of my other channels, and I will repost this video, this message from the Ascended, up on my YouTube as a video a little later today. But I want to say to my TikTok followers, I'm so glad that you guys got the whole message. Again, when the message starts to happen, the things of this world don't matter anymore. I just let the information flow. It's the most wonderful thing to be able to experience the wisdom and knowledge of these beings to come through you. And you can learn to do this. You can acquire the skill and develop the senses that let you tap into realms of information and knowledge that you don't have in your own mind and body. Because all you have in your mind and body is what you've learned from the physical world. But you have a soul that can tap into realms of information beyond this physical world. You have senses that are not physical. Your physical senses are sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. Your spiritual senses are clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. And that you can train and reactivate those senses. They were born with them, they just weren't developed because most humans were developed by the outside world. All of your attention went to the physical senses, and most of our educational systems, most of our parents did not understand that we have these clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, and claircognizant abilities that you can train other senses to develop. And these non-physical senses let you tune into or perceive the non-physical dimensions of information. Yes, I know. I'm sorry about that, guys, on YouTube. The message will be reposted today from the Ascended, but it was all about, I can paraphrase and say it was all about the attrition of fear, that right now human collective and individual fear on the planet is causing a degradation of our civilizations, and indeed the planet is going through a huge change right now because the planet is interacting with us as we are with it. So it's going through some huge geological changes, and the solar system and the planets around us, they're reacting and responding to the energy of fear that we're radiating, and they'll react and respond to the energy of love when we radiate that. So yes, if you're on my YouTube channel and you're not part of my TikTok channel, I apologize. Again, I will repost the video in a couple of hours on YouTube so that you get the chance to hear the whole message, because it was a really powerful message, and I'm really grateful that I got a chance to let them deliver it. There we go. Okay, so let's get in some questions. Again, yes, I am Drusilla. Can you hear me now? Can you guys on YouTube hear me now? No sound. I got the message. Yeah, it does serve a purpose. But let me know if you're on YouTube right now. Got 9 people there. Just let me know if you can hear me there. Thank you. Again, I apologize for that. Everything to it. I'm not sure what happened. Somebody was about to join me and they got disconnected. Whoever it was that tried to join me on TikTok, please resend your request. I'm just scrolling back up. See what questions. Are they hearing me? Can you tell if they're hearing us on YouTube now? Still no sound. Okay, well, let me go to settings here. Let's see what I can do. Microphone. Audio. Testing 1, 2, 3. Let's see how that works. No, go back to USB plug and play. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. There we go. YouTube should have some signal now. Let's see where I can get this guy out of the way. Hang on, TikTok. I gotta just make a fine little X here. There we go. Okay, YouTube, can you hear me now? That's so funny. Everything happens for a reason, guys. But I will repost the whole video, the whole transmission, because I know TikTok received the transmission. So I'll make certain that I take the transmission from TikTok and I'll upload it as a video onto my YouTube channel in a couple of hours. Again, I apologize. There, we got sound now on TikTok. I don't know why it wasn't registering the microphone, but we're all good now. Hi. So again, for those of you on YouTube, it was all about the attrition of fear and how it's impacting the geology and astrology of our system, the astrological effects of our planets. Hi, thanks for the bracelets, thanks for the stars, thanks for following. YouTube has no sound. I apologize. When the transmission's happening, there's no William interfering. I'm not going to interfere when they're speaking through me. I'm going to watch and listen and learn just like you guys. So when they're transmitting, there's no consideration for all that other stuff. It's just the transmission, and it happens for a good reason. I don't know what it is at this moment, but it is a really good reason. Hi. We're only going to be able to take a... Why did my deceased father, someone's calling me John, why did my deceased father come to me in my dream last night? He's saying for correction and love, to return to you the love you deserved that he did not give you. He wanted to return to you the love that he did not give you. He held it back, he says. He held it back. He wants to return the love to you that he did not give to you. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, who's this beautiful soul here? Unity. Okay, Unity saying stop deceiving people. In what way would you say that truth would be a deception? In what way would you say that truth would be a deception? You know, many of the masters, Jesus included, were spiritual mediums. Jesus spoke to the angels. Jesus communicated with God. Before he united with God, he was a spiritual medium, speaking the word of God. He was a channel for that. Being a spiritual medium is an important ability to have. But again, in what way is there deception when there's truth? Thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. Thank you for the reminder. You will be judged on Judgment Day. You're leading people to hell with your lies, deception. Wake up. Hey, Unity, you know what you're saying is exactly what Jesus said you should not do. Judge not, that ye be not judged. And if you read very carefully the words that you say, your words are tainted with fear and finger pointing. Your great master, Jesus, never would condone such an action. Judge not, that ye be not judged. And if you shall judge, judge with righteous judgment. So much of what you're saying, threatening hell, that's all fear-based. It's not true. And I have compassion for you because I understand that you have to live in that fear of judgment that you hold in your heart. You have to live in that. And I have compassion for you. I feel for you that you have to live in that. Much love to you. Much love to you. Hi. Good morning to you too. Thank you. I know, I've got it. That's wonderful. So much I need to hear today. It's great. Wonderful. Hi. Hi, guys. So the sound is back. There he is. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Can they elaborate on the reason for the lack of sound today? Quite simply, William didn't do a thorough system check. We had severe thunderstorms come through where we are last night, so I turned my computer system off and unplugged it from the wall just to be safe. But I was also listening to other things last night, and I forgot to unplug my microphone from the back of the computer, the headset. That's one of the reasons. And I hadn't selected the proper microphone before I started. Normally I go through a whole check before I do that. Thank you. But it's all good. Don't worry, you'll get the message. I'll post it up as a video on my YouTube channel.
Then they can come to TikTok.
Yep. You can also join me on TikTok as well. Oh, you're very welcome. Hey, William, it's Kira. I would love a message on this beautiful Friday. Thank you. Oh, Kira, you are such a beautiful soul. You truly are. I just know that the love of God and Jesus is going to adorn you today. The love of God and Jesus are going to adorn you today. I don't know what that means. I just am giving you the message. But it's wonderful to hear from you. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for that. Yeah. Mother Mary works, by the way, Kira, you know Mother Mary works a lot with you too, right? Is there a message for me from my guides, angels, or ascended masters? Again, the function of love is imperative to harbor in your consciousness at all times. The function of love, it is imperative to harbor that in your consciousness at all times. Question from Christy. Question, I am pulled to include my workshops in Europe. Will I do well? Yes. Yes, you are. It's important, they're saying it's important that you have as much delight for that as you do for where it is. Let your delight be as high and happy as it is. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Lauren, you'll get the message, I promise. Again, it was all about the attrition of fear. The Ascendant wanted to talk about the attrition of fear upon the planet, upon our species, upon our solar system, and how we participate. We can participate in either making things better or making things worse. But again, I'm paraphrasing, so you'll have to listen to the original transmission to really get it. But we'll have that up on the site in a couple of hours. Love is the answer to everything. I will definitely give Norma your love, Kira, and I so much love to you. I mean, Mother Mary just loves you so much. You know, it's just gonna be so much fun for you.
Her.
Yeah, you got her. That's good. Oh, thank you from South Africa. I appreciate that. How do I forgive my mistakes? Thank you. If you're struggling with emotions, anger, fear, guilt, and shame because you think you've done wrong things in the world, I encourage you to sign up for our Masterclass 101 Awakening. It begins in about 3.5 weeks. It's called Masterclass 101. Go to my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com. It's Masterclass 101 Awakening. And you will begin to get exposed to the teachings of the masters and how they will train you to release your suffering, how to heal your mind and body, to let that go. But in a very simple way right now, to all of the anger and fear and guilt you feel right now, just turn your attention inward. Turn your attention inward to all that shame and guilt that you feel and say to that shame and guilt, no matter what I've thought or felt or believed about you, I love you. And in saying that, you're not condoning the actions that you did. You're simply extending love to the part of you that did it. And when you extend love to something that is in pain, it corrects, it self-heals. Love heals. In our masterclass, you'll work for 3 weeks, once a day from Sunday to Friday, where you'll experience connecting to your guides, your angels, healing your mind, healing your body, learning to understand things that they don't teach you in school, that ought to be taught in school. How do you learn to work with your emotional energy, change your thoughts, connect to your guides and angels, talk to God, talk to your higher self. They're with you right now. Yes, he did not carry that with him. He's saying that he hoped that you received his gift. He's saying that he hopes you received his gift. That's all he's saying. That he hopes you received his gift. That would let you know that he has no hard feelings for you. I would love a message about my health from my angels. Yeah. Again, you need to treat the body as a sacred instrument, like the finest instrument you could possibly have. Make certain you treat your bodies like they are divine instruments with love and goodness and yes, and kindness. What you put in your body is very important. Look at it, consider it, weigh it, measure it before you do it. In our masterclass, we address the whole high vibrational eating, shifting your eating from low vibrational eating to high vibrational eating. We recommend you get rid of caffeine. We recommend you get rid of processed sugars. We have a wonderful nutritionist and holistic healer who's been in practice for well over 20 years that will take you on a journey of restoring your body through high vibrational foods. Really wonderful. Hi. What do I do here? I transmit messages from ascended masters, angels, guides, other multidimensional beings that are here collectively to assist humanity in evolving its consciousness away from fear back to love. That's what we do here. We're essentially an ascension channel helping people to, and the planet and humanity, shift its energy from fear to love, right? Because fear is creating if you heard the message earlier, fear is creating very specific events, not only in our social systems, our political systems, our economic systems, but fear is also creating geophysical and geological and astrophysical changes that are affecting us. Love will do something very different than fear. And so we're here to bring information and knowledge and wisdom to assist humanity in elevating itself away from fear back into the manifestation of love, which is about creation, deliberate, conscious, and intelligent creation, whereas fear does not have that consideration in mind. My dearest friend, may you find the strength to forgive yourself. Much love. Oh, thank you so much. That's very kind of you to say that. Wonderful. I got time for 2 more questions here on TikTok. I'll take 2 more from YouTube as well. JJ is asking, will my higher self have a message? Does my higher self have a message for me? Thank you. Laughter. The first words they gave me is laughter. You really want to focus on laughter. Look for anything that can inspire laughter. Watch comedians, but you need laughter for you today. Will be a real energy kicker for you. And they're telling me also that smiling when you're doing anything will really engage that. It'll be like building up, adding weight to the energy of joy. But laughter, they said you want to really get engaged in laughter. That's beautiful. I love that. Yes, there we go. The person who says I lost my partner in September, you lost their physical being, but their consciousness, their soul is still with you. And I know you felt them because they're telling me that you've been feeling them. You need to sit in meditation like in meditation, or at the very least, sit in stillness and quiet, and feel their energy around you. Like, feel their presence. Don't look for a body. Don't listen for words. You'll hear thought. They can give you thoughts, but they can't give you physical words, and they can't give you a physical touch because they don't have a physical body. But they can give you thoughts, and they can give you energy that lets you know what they think and what they feel, and you can commune with them right now. If you want to go really deep into communication with them, book a reading with me. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and book a reading with me, and you have an opportunity to experience that connection with them in a very profound and meaningful way. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, no, it's not me. It's yes. Those that suffer need love. They do not need to be attacked. If they go to your link, they can find you if you're not with volume on another channel. Yes. I'm so happy you're here today too, Jen. Thank you. Can I have a message? Life has been so tough. I lost my partner separately. We just got that. Wonderful. If you're going through a difficult time emotionally, those difficult emotions inside you are a part of you calling for love. In our masterclass series, especially this first one, Masterclass 101 Awakening, you begin to get introduced to how to actually address and begin the process of healing your emotions, your thoughts, your memories. It's a beautiful thing. And when you get taught by the masters and the angels that are working with you and learn how to connect to them yourself, it's pretty profound. It really, really is. Suffering is easy to ameliorate when you understand how to interact with your own pain, but you can literally turn to the unpleasant feelings inside yourself, and you can say to the unpleasant feelings inside yourself, I'm willing to love you even if I do not understand you. Because most people don't understand why they feel the way they feel. So you're speaking the truth, and you're also extending love. So do that right now. If you got any unpleasant feelings inside, turn to them and say, I'm willing to love you even if I do not understand you. And then watch what happens to those feelings. Oftentimes when people come for readings and they want to address very deep emotions or pain around a loved one, they extend their love to the pain. Without exception, 95% of the time they're bursting into tears of joy and freedom and happiness. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Your suffering is not necessary. Well, it's necessary until it's not. Right? Hi, William. Wondering if there are any messages from my star family angels about our planned move to a new home. Thank you. Make certain, yes, they're saying make certain that you keep your joy. There's a few things that are going to occur, but when they occur, keep your joy about the move intact and be grateful and gracious for the events that occur, even if you do not understand them. That'll be very helpful, but stay in a state of joy and be in great gratitude and graciousness when you experience the bumps along the way. Yes, they are. Oh, it's wonderful to see. Okay, one more question from TikTok and one more from YouTube. I am having a beautiful day. That's something you need to all remember. Today is a brand new day, and now is a brand new moment. The only way you don't think it's a brand new moment is because you're remembering the past in your present. And most people are spending their lives living in a past present, so they don't get to enjoy the now. And you have to teach your mind how to not be so active so that you can be in the present moment. You'll learn how to do this. Come to our masterclass series, sign up. You got 3 weeks to sign up for Masterclass 101, where you'll begin the process of learning how to be in the present moment, to get out of being enslaved by your past governing you all the time. Most people live in it. They live in their past all the time. That's why people are miserable. They remember their suffering from 10 years ago, yesterday, something happened. Look what they did to me yesterday. Most people live in the past. So remember that. Today is a brand new day. Now is a brand new moment for you. Isn't that wonderful? It really is. You're very welcome, Tarot Mom. Daniela Sufi said, William, check the Bluetooth. Yeah, it's all corrected now. It won't happen again. I found the error of my ways. Thank you so much. One more question from TikTok. Hey, William, is there going to be another pandemic called the bird flu? No, there's not. All of this nonsense is going to be shut down. The power elites are beginning to get the message. The ones that are believing that they have to get rid of people because they can't take care of them, that's all fear-based. Anything that does harm is based in fear. And they're beginning to get the message that if they don't begin to shift their consciousness from fear to love, then it's going to have a very different effect for them in this world, right? Not a few hundred, thousands upon thousands of civilizations have risen and fallen upon this planet over millions of years, all for the same reasons. Many of those civilizations lasted millions of years, and some of them but thousands or hundreds of years, as you see most recently. Civilizations don't last long because the dominant energy of fear is very influential in how it affects our lifespans, affects what we do creatively. Very fascinating. But yeah, there will not be. Someone saying, I highly recommend all classes by Williams. Williams' words can't describe what they actually do. It's very true. Every class is different. Since they started talking to me, almost 6 years ago now, since that started happening, every class we've ever done, every live event that I've ever been channeling has never been the same. And the results have always been mind-blowing to watch people who have spent years loathing themselves or despising their lives or being purposeless, finding happiness and joy and freedom in their being. They get restored to who they are. You know who you are? You know who all of you are? You are love. That is the truth about who you are. You are love. And your mind has information in it that contradicts that truth, and you have to assert loving authority over your mind and re-educate your mind back into love. And it's a process of learning. Anyway, thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate it. I want to say thank you, everybody, for coming out today. I want to wish you all much love. Join me tomorrow morning. Oh, wait, I will not be live tomorrow morning, unfortunately, because I will be away for this weekend. I will be live again on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Again, I apologize for the technological gaffes on my part today for YouTube and Facebook. That will not be the case again. I want to wish you all much love. Enjoy your day. Remember, it's a brand new day and a brand new moment. Bye, everybody.